We all know this expression, safety first. But is safety a real factor when you are a gig worker? That is the ultimate question. And in today's podcast, my lovelies, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. The safety of being a gig worker. Last week on the Dash with Ash, I talked to you lovelies all about the seasonal changes of being a gig worker and how these seasons work with us gig workers. But truth be told, safety is a 24/7 thing. It is not just something that is seasonal. So today, we gotta talk about all those safety factors between whether it's your car or in person and how it truly impacts you as a gig worker. If you are somebody that utilizes social media a lot, then you've probably seen some most recent videos showing some gig workers having encounters with people that are either under the intoxication of alcohol or even possibly sober and they want to strike a punch. And that is something that is never going to change. As long as there are people on this planet and there's customer service that needs to be had, regardless if it is over the phone, in person, or what may be, violence is always a thing that's going to be happening, but should not be happening. And sadly enough, there's been too many videos going around showing our gig workers either being attempted to be knocked out or feel like they're emotionally knocked out. Now, have I ever experienced a physical encounter as I was doing gig work? Luckily not. However, I have had some scary experiences, nothing too dramatic. But the one that stands out the most and has forever made me stop doing gig work in the evenings is on a fall night I was dropping off a McDonald's order to a front porch location. And I say front porch location because it's the one thing that stood out. I drive up to the customer's location and I park my car there. And of course I look over and the porch has no porch light on. Nothing new when it comes to being a gig worker at night. I approach the front porch and then I notice that there are 3 gentlemen sitting outside and they all have hoods on top of their heads. And 2 of them were on their phone and one of them would not stop staring. Of course, they decided to make their indirect comments about food delivery or stealing the food or whatever it may be. My only approach that I wanted to do is that it would have been 3 against 1. So the only thing I wanted to do was drop off and walk away. And luckily, that was what I was able to do. I would be lying if I said that I was not nervous on that evening, because I got lucky that nobody wanted to do a hassle for no reason. But that does not mean that everybody is always lucky. If you're listening to my podcast from my YouTube channel, then you already know this. But for those that do not know, recently on my YouTube channel, Dash with Ash in Canada, I released a video talking about simple safety tips for gig workers. In that video, I mentioned the fact that I don't really talk about what safety measures should be used because things like pepper spray are illegal here in Canada. Somebody commented on my YouTube channel and they made me laugh and they made me think. They said that you could have a pocket knife in Canada, but you can't have a pepper spray. And that makes me think that Canada is truly backwards, which is not something I haven't thought about before. But since when is it okay to have physical violence like a weapon, but temporarily blinding somebody in the eyes is not okay? When does safety truly become a thing for us gig workers? When it comes to safety and being a gig worker, the sad part is that many of these insurance companies do not even want to insure us and our vehicles of safety insurance in case of a car accident. Because that's how much people don't want to put their hands into gig workers, but they expect us to put our hands into the public and go about the public way and get them what they need, but we're not allowed what we need in return? How is that at all fair towards gig workers? What do these insurance companies offer us gig workers? They offer us commercial insurance or business insurance. as if we own a fucking business. We work on tips. We pray that we make enough money, some of us at least, so that we can pay our bills. But the insurance companies have the nerve to bump us up to commercial insurance and expect us to pay for it? Where's Uber or DoorDash or Skip or Grubhub or any of these gig companies when it comes to taking the tab and covering us gig workers? Oh, wait. If you listen right now, you're going to hear crickets, because they don't give a rat's ass about us. Now, if you thought I was going to dial back my level of enthusiasm when it comes to the safety of gig workers, you might want to think again, because let's talk about another topic about safety. I don't know if you watch the news or have kept on with the Weather Network, but recently in Western Canada, the temperatures have been with the wind chill, and this is in Celsius, not Fahrenheit, of minus 50 degrees. Have you seen any of these gig companies provide a credit so that these gig workers could get the bare essentials, the necessities that they need to bear these type of weather conditions? I think not. I think that these companies should be able to provide a safety kit to every single one of their drivers. And it doesn't matter to me if it's due to minus 50 or plus 30. That should be something that is the bare minimum from these gig companies to prove the fact that they care at least about the safety of their drivers. Instead, what do these corporate billionaire assholes decide to do? Well, if you complete 25 orders, we'll allow you access to instant payout. You can now go in and take your money when you want. But your safety is not a concern for us because we don't give a damn what happens to you. But at least you'll do some rides with us, and then, only then, will you get fast access to your money. Now, I can understand that business owners don't want to give away things for free. So, let's say do 10 orders and you'll get a safety package sent to your house. It's a win-win because a driver is essentially going to want to go out to make some money. That's why they signed up for deliveries. It has nothing to do with your safety bag. But at least then, these companies know that they're getting something paid for it towards themselves. They're getting business and it's not provided at a free service. But instead, these corporate, again, assholes, decide that they want to micromanage your money and tell you when you have access to fast payout, but your safety is not a concern to them. Here's what I have to say about safety. Put yourself first. It does not matter to me how you keep yourself safe. Because let's recap something. The insurance company doesn't want to pay you forward enough decency to keep you safe. Not without you paying an arm and a leg, and even then, they might turn around and say you're not even protected. The restaurants, they prefer to get you out as quick as possible or not even serve you at all, because they don't care. They're just doing what they're told by management. The customers make us feel at risk sometimes because unfortunately some drivers do get hurt from customers, so that means that customers are definitely not keeping us safe. And then lastly, these companies that we work for. Please tell me the initiative that they are putting forward to keep their drivers safe. I have yet to see it. I have not seen any money provided to us gig workers. I have not seen any care packages provided to us gig workers. I have not seen any tips that aren't to a level 0 in safety provided to us gig workers from these applications. There is no way of being safe and being a gig worker unless you are the person providing your own safety. So whatever measures a person has to do to keep themselves safe is exactly what they're going to do. I will never encourage violence. I don't, and I don't live by it. But I can understand that people might utilize weapons to keep themselves safe Because at the end of the day, they are too scared about where they're going to be at the end of the day. And should you be working for companies that could truly make you feel like tomorrow is not another day for you because your safety is at question? I think that's a question you should be asking yourself. At the end of the day, I will say this. When it comes to safety and being a gig worker, I still find things to be relatively safe. Simple things like even accepting an offer can sometimes scare me. Because if the car in front of me decides to suddenly brake, and I'm looking at my phone to see how many kilometers and dollars is the next offer in front of me, well, somebody braking hard and fast can truly impact me as a gig worker. You gotta be alert and on your toes when you are a delivery driver. And to be honest, that's not just being a gig worker, that's even if you're a pizza delivery person. We all kind of share some similarities. But I'm still gonna keep on doing deliveries because I like being able to blast my music in the car or hang out on the phone talking to people. I, generally speaking, feel safe with the majority of the orders that I do. I don't want to be off-putting and tell people don't do orders, it's not safe. All I'm saying is put yourself first. Next week on The Dash with Ash, I received a special request upon what changes I would implement on these apps to make them better for us gig workers, and I look forward to deep diving on that situation. I'll catch you lovelies in the next episode.